Hi, Bo here from Norris Street. Today I'm sitting here with Michael. We've come out here to visit him and to have a talk about the situation. So let's start off, what's your name?
My name's Michael Allen.
And tell us your story.
So basically 4 years ago I became homeless. I stayed with relatives for a short period of time. I've been on my own ever since and been struggling on my own. So I've been here now for 8 months.
And where are we?
We're at Woodford, a place called Cruise Park, which is about 5 kilometres just out of Woodford, heading towards Kilcoy.
Alright, and you commented on your dog. How important is that?
She's important to me. I got her, the main reason was to give me a reason to wake up every day. So really without her, I don't have a reason to be here. So she's most important to me. So my health has been somewhat stable with the people around me who have been quite good. But with the move on notice, that's going to change things. I've already been in contact with my psychologist and my doctor, and I'm already prepared with antidepressants to go down that road because I know that moving isn't going to be the solution for me.
Okay, tell us more about this move on notice you've received.
So we received this notice a week ago, basically telling us that we needed to vacate by the 20th, which is next Tuesday coming up. We were told that if we didn't leave, there'd be fines of 20 penalty points of a value of $322, so around $6,400 in total.
Can you afford that?
No, I can barely afford to keep myself going now. People think living this way is cheap and easy, and I can assure you it's not.
No.
It's a struggle just to get your main necessities, just simple things as water. You have to travel for it. You either have to pay for it or you've got to fight for it.
You said in-circle housing had been out here. What have you been offered?
When I first came out here, they first offered me temporary accommodation, which was out at Esk, which was not ideal for me because it takes me away from my specialists up on the Sunshine Coast. It's just impossible. It would mean that I would more likely be missing important appointments with specialists because fuel costs and things like that, and relying on people. If I'm going in for operations, I've got nobody who can take me home. So it just wasn't the solution. It just was just too far, being another 2 hours from where I am currently, which is already an hour from where my specialists are.
Come Tuesday, once they come through and evict you, where to from here?
A couple of us have decided we're going to head out towards Yarraman Way, which is another hour from here, out past Kilcoy. That's only our next bet, and hopefully we'll be left alone there. But it does make it harder. There is a more impact with that on me. It now means I'm now further from my doctors, I'm further from my specialists. It's just only going to make things a lot harder.
And I guess, we're talking about your physical health. How's it going to affect your mental health?
I can see my mental health going down. I've been very well aware of my mental health for many years, and I've always tried to stay in control of it. I haven't been on antidepressants for some time. I've managed my mental health, but since receiving this letter, I have been in contact with my doctor and my psychologist. I'm now going back onto antidepressants because I know that once I do move, the further out I am, the less community I have, the less help is accessible to me easily. So it's going to impact my health a great deal, and not just my mental health but my physical health as well. There's no accommodation for anybody. Nothing was offered. There was no solutions. It's just a simple move on order, and that was that.
Yeah, my name's Paulie. People call me Paulie.
What's going on here?
We've got eviction. I noticed a letter to move from here. It's pretty stressful. We don't know where we're going to go next. It's just most of us here got depression and other issues, and the cause of that is probably going back to childhood, things that's happened as a child, and which has happened to me, and I'm trying to get over that. I'm an alcoholic. I have got off the alcohol for a while, for about 8 months, and I got back on it again, and I'm trying my best to get off the alcohol. So why I'm here is because it's just the housing, cost of housing, renting, and my issues. And the other reason is I only intended to stay here for a week or so, and I've met this community with people with the same issues and similar issues, and we get along as a family. I understand the police have been here for people with bad attitudes, and that they've moved on now. Now it's nice and quiet, and we're getting moved on, so it's going to affect me a lot, because what they're trying to do, I'm not too sure, but I think they're pushing us out further out west, away from our doctors. I've got a doctor in Caboolture, and MobLink, which is trying to help me. And the further I go out, I can't afford the petrol to go in and get the services I need to help me out. And that's with, I want to get back on, go through, I think it's called, to get off the alcohol. Yeah, so.
And if you were sitting in front of the housing minister or the Prime Minister, what would you ask them?
Oh, mate. No, I'll be too pissed off, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like they're letting you down?
Yeah, they are letting us down. I understand there's some bad apples. Yeah, okay. But if you look around the tent sites, most of them have been mowed. We mow around our tent sites, keep it clean. The tent sites are nice and tidy. You know, there's no issues there. Yeah, I'd just like to thank the people in town, especially the people working in the shops. They've supported us, especially the hardware store, the local hardware store. They understand what we're going through, and they're very nice people and understanding, which the police and all that other people here that come here to give us the move on notice, they weren't very nice. It's just,
Have you received any housing offers while you've been here? Any sort of accommodation prior to this move on notice?
No, not yet. No. Yeah, I've talked to the housing, and there's nothing yet.
I want to know what the government's doing with the economic wages in Australia, and for the jobless and who are below the income earnings of the cost of living in Australia, because we have like parents with 2 incomes who still are struggling to, like, I'm not the only one. I'm a single parent and struggling to live in a house or even to get back into the system. And then there's unemployment, single parenting, which is even worse. That's less money. Now they want us to be banned homeless. What are they going to do with us? We're hitting the road. We're living on the road. I don't know.
Have you got a vehicle?
No, I do not, but I have just had to use my super to get a camper van. I've got to buy a car within 3 days, so then we can get off this property by Tuesday. Or otherwise they destruct the last little bit of property that we got. And how is that legal as well? That's what I want to know. That's our personal possessions. That's our private stuff. Like, what are they doing? Where's the money going?
Okay, and tell us the story.
Well, we're homeless. Basically priced out of the rental market. I'm on low income, and a quarter of my wages each week go on fuel.
Okay, you've got kids?
Yep, 3.
You've got 3 kids here?
Yep. We've got 2, one heater copy on plant, One has hearing aids and one's autistic and ADHD.
Are you both hearing impaired as well?
I'm hearing impaired.
I'm not.
He's selective hearing.
All right. How's your health through all of this?
It's been suffering big time.
Especially mental health.
Yeah. Mental health has been extremely strained. Things get on your mind and you start thinking and it's like, nah. And then you just go on Facebook and you see people just making bad comments about you and stuff, and it's like, nah, shut my phone down, walk away, try and do something to keep me occupied. But what else can you do?
Housing come out here and see you, N-Circle come out here and see you?
Yeah, every Monday, but strangely they also came again yesterday. At first, no referrals were done. You know, when we first became homeless, we were with the Salvation Army. We were referred to the Salvation Army, I should say. They brought us the tent that was down, the first tent. They also put us forward for a 3-bedroom house, but we never heard again. They told us that we had to keep in touch, at least once or twice a fortnight.
Which we've been doing via email.
Yeah, and I've had nothing, heard nothing, absolutely nothing. It's
Not
been
a
radio
single
silent.
reply.
So how's this move on going to affect you?
I'm going to lose friends. I'm going to lose people that I can lean on to talk to. This being here has been a huge eye-opener. I'd rather be homeless and be with this community than be in a house with a snotty neighbour. People here, like last night we had a barbecue and, you know, farewell type thing for all of us. And, you know, it was just like being around family. We just sat there with no judgment. Everybody was in the same situation as us. And like, I can just walk up and go and talk to Matt, or go and talk to Crystal or Michael down the bottom and that. And, you know, it's like, we look after each other.
Do you think this move on is going to affect your mental health?
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm going to be stuck in somewhere where I've got nobody to talk to.
So how much in fuel at the moment is it costing you to get the kids to school back and you to work?
Approximately about.
We're going through between 150 and 200 a week.
Just in fuel?
Yeah.
Just in fuel.
Okay.
I cannot honestly fault the police that's been here in Woodford.
They're only doing what they have to do by law.
He was absolutely amazing when he came out with TMR. Like, he took me aside afterwards and said it was absolutely disgusting what they're going through. And he doesn't condone it, but he's only doing what he legally has to do within his job, which I completely understand. He was very good, he was very compassionate towards me in that. I don't know about any of the other residents here.
How were you treated by TMR?
Oh, okay, so they came down, handed me this notice, and I turned around and I looked at them and I said, so where do we go? And he goes, I don't know, don't care, don't know. And I'm like, so, you know, I've got 3 children here. Housing told me to come to Cruise Park. Where do we go? Don't care. And, you know, I just personally felt like I was dirt on the bottom of their shoes. After they walked away, I just went in the tent, burst out crying. Because, you know, I had never felt no compassion and so much judgment from people in my entire life. I mean, I've been picked on and bullied when I was a teenager and kids when being deaf, but that would have topped it worse. That was just...
Comments from some of the community members on the Facebook post and that is disgusting too.
It is.
It's like they think of us as scum.
Yeah.
Label all the homeless as druggies, lazy, don't want to pay their own way.
Yeah.
The reality is, a lot of the people here, majority of them here, are priced out of the rental market, full stop.
Yeah.
A single person on a pension can't afford to rent $500 a week for a 1-bedroom unit.
Exactly, yeah.